Everybody, it's time for that care plan update. It's been a while, so I thought I would make sure I would kind of walk you through what's been going on for the past couple of months. I did go on vacation, I had a lovely time with my family. I actually got some time where I wasn't on my computer, but now I'm back. I did get sick, so I even put me further back, but I am back on track now and I'm at work. The team's humming along. But as usual, we're always learning. We're always learning. There's always something new in this world that I have to figure out, tweak, troubleshoot, learn, you name it. I got to do it. First things first is I want to introduce you to our newest developer. Her name is Julianne. So if you haven't seen her name come through on any tickets or support or web development, Julianne, and that's her right there. So say hi, Julianne. The next is I want to give you guys some updates on the Google Analytics 4 conversion process. I believe we've got everybody through now. When you log into Google Analytics, your old analytics, what they call universal analytics, will have stopped working. So that'll pretty much the end of July is usually for most people the stop date. You're going to have to go into Google Analytics 4. For those folks that were getting reports from Universal Analytics, I used to be able to set up regular reports that would get emailed. We're not really doing that anymore. I recommend just going into Google Analytics, just Google Analytics, analytics.google.com, log in, and you'll see your name with GA4. So I do want to give you guys a bit of an update on that. You're going to have acquisition, you're going to have engagement, and you're going to have monetization. Now, one thing about Google Analytics 4 that you need to understand is it is not all about the traffic coming to the site. With the privacy laws that got into place most recently, that's what GA4 is trying to fix. What we're getting is what people are doing on the website. That's what Google Analytics is for, engagement. Not so much how many people came to the site. You're still going to get that. You're just not going to get the granular data that we used to get. You're going to get how many people were new and overall traffic. Then you're going to get a lot of things about how did they get here. User acquisition is individuals, typically the new users. Traffic acquisition, you can see here, we've got an array of methods that are coming through. Organic, display. Unassigned is really, we just don't know. Again, Google has to be real careful about how they're collecting data. Direct, people actually typing in the domain. We've got paid search. Cross network is the same as paid search. They're just not going to tell you how that came across. We've got organic social. That's nice to see. So if you're doing any Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, if you're not paying that, if you don't have paid ads, organic social are the folks that are sending traffic back to you from an organic post that you might have done. Obviously, your email, referrals, other websites, and then organic shopping. If you don't see all of this in here, let us know. But most people will get this engagement. If you want to see more like the conversions, go into library and you should see this pop up. You'll see here business objectives is unpublished. I like to keep everything published. I like being able to see the leads. So you'll notice now we have business objectives. You got life cycle business objectives. Look through here if you want to get a little bit more data. You've got, again, more information on how leads are coming through. When we have a marketing client, we like to put into place conversions and events. So not every event is a conversion. Events are more things like they scrolled, they clicked. Conversion is what we're going to track. Did they fill out the form? Did they call the number? Did they make a purchase? Those are conversions. And you can come into your admin and come in here here's your events. So pretty much out of the box, it's going to track a lot of events. Now you can see these are things that we've already established in here through our own tagging, but page view, scroll, session start, video progress, those are all events. And again, it goes back to the fact that Google is looking to see more about what are people doing on the site. So we like to see events, but you'll notice on the right here, do we track it as a conversion? And you can toggle these on and off. We've got cost, form, submit, downloading something. Phone number is a really important one. If they click it, don't forget, if they click it, it can get counted as a conversion, but because they click it doesn't mean they stayed on the phone and called. So tracking that has got its pluses and minuses. That's why we like to have tracking numbers so we get real data on that and conversions. address click, looking for an address, career form submit. Looks like we haven't anybody fill those out right now. Contact form, somebody downloaded a file. Now over here in conversions, you can create your own conversions where you can, again, sometimes it's going to provide its own, or you add your own conversion here. Now I have to say, this isn't for the faint of heart. I've had to learn it. I've had to figure out what the terminology is, what the naming conventions, the best naming conventions on this are, connecting it right. Filling out a form is one thing. Clicking the form submit button is a completely other thing. If you're going to go down this route, talk to someone. You can talk to us about it. But again, we typically set this up for people where we're doing ongoing marketing for them. So that's just a little quick introduction to Google Analytics 4. It is a lot. I've struggled to find a really good source of information when it comes to learning Google Analytics 4. I think people are still trying to figure it out. I have a sense that it's going to be constantly changing and updating as the days and weeks and months go by, as people give its own feedback. But just remember too, it is not pulling in data from Universal. That's why we try to get everything set up pretty much end of last year, beginning of this year. Getting a comparative data is going to be tough for some of y'all. All right, so that's Google Analytics 4. The third thing I wanted to tell you is we're using a new CRM. It's called Go High Level. I have an agency account, so we've been setting up clients on it and actually going to rebrand it with my own name, gxconnections.com. But we're using that and we're getting rid of a few pieces of software and converting that over. One piece of software was our Active Campaign, which is our email marketing. If you got an email from us asking us for feedback and it said, "Hello, Davi," well, that was a mistake. We're trying to get used to the different custom field names in each of our emails, and that was a mistake that we made. So apologize for that. Again, one thing about what I do, and in this world of digital marketing, every day is something new. And if I don't keep up and I don't keep learning and trying something new, then I fall far, far behind everybody else. So yeah, I'm a kind of a get it in there and get it working. And if it breaks, we'll fix it. So yeah, that's what that was. But we've already established it. We've already found the problem. So those will get fixed.
Some mistakes were made.
There's other issues I'm noticing too. The tool I'm using is a CRM. Again, I mentioned Go High Level. And it is very, very, very comprehensive in all the things it can do. I'm going to do a new video and share that with you. But I compare it to making your own pizza. From making the wheat and growing your own tomatoes, I mean, it is starting from scratch. Other tools like Constant Contact, MailChimp, they typically have everything all put together for you. The templates, the unsubscribes, the reminder, all that stuff's done for you. This tool, I have to start from scratch building it out. For example, the calendars, right? When you subscribe or you schedule something with me, I used to use Acuity Scheduler, which had all of the workflows and automations built in. I had to create that from scratch in the new tool. Everything from reminders to the workflows, the automations, the emails, the text messages, everything had to be started. So I had to learn from scratch building that out. If you're interested in learning more, again, I'm going to probably do a walkthrough on one of my dummy accounts and show you what it looks like. It is very, very interesting. I love how I'm able to see way more detailed data as to what people are doing on the site. Again, going back to Google Analytics 4, I can see now the importance of watching people literally, how did they get here? Okay, well, they came in through a paid ad and then they landed here and then they went over to this page. And I can see now they submitted the form here and they got the thank you page. At what time they did it, I know who did it. So it's a really great way of getting a real good information on all that. Fourth thing to tell you is artificial intelligence, AI, ChatGPT, specifically the branded ChatGPT. I am using it. I am learning about it. It's quite powerful. I've been using what they call Midjourney, which is creating your own, and I'll show you kind of what that looks like in here. Let's see here. I need to go to, it's actually you start here, but you need to go into Discord, which is a separate. You'll notice there are different prompts and it'll create some pretty impressive imagery. You just have to be a little bit careful. Some of them look a little funky. The arms aren't right. The hands look a little weird. But here's an example of somebody that was requesting that the AI create a Viking woman. I mean, you can see it's it's not too bad here. I'm not looking at it too much with a fine-tooth comb. I'm sure there's areas in here where you might find some issues, but as you scroll down, you can see all types of photos and creations that people are creating using this tool. And just to be honest with you, it's just going to get more and more powerful. I am keeping up with the tool. I'm learning more and more about it. I'm learning about the prompts. I'm learning other ways of creating imagery. And it's interesting. You can see this was a realistic photo, but I'm sure if you look at it a little closely, there might be some issues in here. But I got to tell you, it's just getting better and better as we go. But the same thing goes for ChatGPT. You do a new chat, you choose the most recent version of ChatGPT. And again, it depends on the prompt. I don't really use it to create actual full-on content. I really like it to spur ideas, create outlines, help me with some email messaging. Sometimes, it's a little complicated and you have to come up with the right wording. It's one of those tools that I'm trying to keep up with. I'm seeing some talk about putting ChatGPT into bots and chats so that you can train ChatGPT to answer questions on your website for you. I've seen what it can do. I've seen the possibilities. It's a programming language. You have to know the correct prompts in the right order, and you have to have different tools in order to make that happen. But it is out there. It's coming. So just make yourself aware that there's no stepping away from that. It'll be here soon enough. You'll be on a chat on a website and not know that you're talking to an AI. The next thing is a little bit about premium plugins. Premium plugins, if we have paid for it, I don't really like to do that. We have almost 130, 140 websites that we manage. We have our own developer licenses that we manage. We keep those updated. Those can be between $600 to $700 a year. We have a developer's license, meaning we can have as many websites as we want. Then there's also premium plugins. So WooCommerce is a free version, but there's other extensions in here that you would want to get to do other areas, like some extensions. Now, again, I don't really like to pay for these. It's really difficult from a bookkeeping and accounting side because I have to track everybody's payments and then make sure I bill you guys on a regular basis. And I might have 20, 30 at this point of other people's plugins. So I try and get you guys to own the plugins and that it gets on your credit card, which can get buggy then, because what happens is you're not paying attention to the renewal that might come through. Credit cards get canceled or something. So the premium plugin doesn't get updated. It doesn't give us a whole lot of notification up front that, hey, this plugin needs to be updated. So it's a process that we have to look at a little bit further, and best way to manage that. If we have taken on a website and somebody else built it and they put in premium plugins that they might be paying for, they might cut you off. We don't know that. When we build a site, we like to break out what our developer's license that we're paying for. And if there's anything that may be premium license that either you're paying for or somebody else bought, so we can make sure we distinguish that. But we have to come up with a better method on managing these premium plugins. It's beginning a little bit, it's harder and harder as websites grow, as they get more flexible, as they get more complicated. So that's really about it. I just want to give everybody a heads up and some information on what's going on with us on our end. So thanks so much for your attention. And I hope you subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm trying to grow the channel a little bit and trying to be more consistent with these videos. So, all right, guys, thanks so much. Have a good one. Bye.